Okay friends, it's time to get started on replacing our radiator. To do that, let's come right over to our radiator cap. We want to make sure that the cooling system is nice and cool to the touch before we open this up. Press it down, turn it counterclockwise, and remove it. We'll set this aside. Now on the driver's side, on the lower aspect of the radiator, we're going to find our petcock. That's the drain for the cooling system, and it's located right here. Let's go ahead and turn that counterclockwise, but before you do that, make sure you have a nice collection bucket underneath this area. Let's let this fully drain out. Okay, now we have that draining. Something to think about is it's a great idea to make sure that you flush out the entire cooling system before you go ahead and replace any of your coolant parts. We're going to have to remove this upper area along here, so of course we're going to have to remove the upper radiator hose as well. You might see that you have lines that are attached to it. Ours are by wire tie, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut those off of there and get them out of the way. Dispose of those properly. Once you're sure the coolant's low enough, we're going to continue on by removing our upper radiator hose from the radiator. Just loosen that clamp up, grab onto that hose, careful, coolant might come out of it, and we're going to carefully set it aside so it's out of our way. With that out of the way, the next thing we're going to remove is our plastic fan shroud right across here. You're going to find some mounting bolts. You'll have 3 up across the top and then 2 along each side. Let's remove them all. Make sure this is out of the way. Carefully grab onto this. We're going to lift it up and remove it from the vehicle. Now we can move our radiator around a little bit. Let's go ahead and grab onto these little rubber mounts. We want to make sure that we reuse these when we install our brand new radiator. Now over on the passenger side, we're going to start removing our hoses and our cooler lines. This one right here should have a clamp on it, or at least something that holds it on. Ours didn't, but go ahead and remove that. Next, I'm going to remove this clamp, slide it aside, remove that hose as well. Inspect both those hoses, give them a little squeeze. If it looks like they're dry rotted and cracked, you're going to want to replace them. These look great, I'll set them aside. Let's spray these lines with some penetrant. Let's make sure we put a bucket underneath the passenger side of that radiator. Let's go ahead and break these lines free. Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you don't put a twist on any of your lines. Just go ahead and work them back and forth until they break free. Let's do the same to the lower one. Okay, that one's broken free as well. Let's continue on to removing our lower radiator hose from the radiator. Try to wiggle that hose, remove it from the radiator. Before we fully remove the radiator, let's just go ahead and tip it for a little while. We want to try to drain out as much of the coolant as we can into our collection bucket. All right, this should be about as drained as it's going to get. Let's carefully lift it up and out of the vehicle. There it is, friends. Now while the radiator's out, there's a couple things we want to pay attention to. On each side of the vehicle, where the radiator was sitting, you should have some of those rubber mounts. Go ahead and make sure that they're exactly where they need to be and they're not damaged or swollen in any way. We also want to pay attention to the AC condenser right up along here. Just take a look at it. See if it looks like somebody wrote their name and just kind of peened over all those fins. If that is the case, you want to make sure that you take care of that. This one looks really great, so we can continue. All right, now it's going to be time to install our brand new radiator. Once again, you want to pay attention to the fins. Just make sure that they're not damaged or peened over in any way. Let's continue on with installing this. We're just going to carefully bring it down and into the engine compartment here. We'll slide it down and fit it into those areas on the bottom with the rubbers where the radiator is supposed to sit. There we are. Let's start by putting our lower hose on here. I'm just going to carefully squeeze on the clamp. I want to try to put the clamp exactly where I got it from. Check your hose, make sure it's nice and tight to the radiator. Now we're going to put on our cooler lines here. All right, I've got this line started. Let's go ahead and use our 1/2-inch wrench. We'll snug it up and then do the same to the other one. All right, that bottomed out. Just going to give it a teeny bit more. Give that a nice wiggle. Let's get these hoses on here. Now before we can put our upper fan shroud in, the next thing that we want to do is take our rubber mounts. If you look at the top of it, you can see there's a little rubber piton that comes past like that. We want it to fit right through this hole. So essentially as we bring this through like that, it should want to line up. Now we can go ahead and grab it on the other side and draw it through. Make sure it's secure. Do the same to the other one. Now we're just going to carefully bring this down. Once again, being very careful not to damage our radiator cooling fins. Let's just carefully pull the radiator away. We'll line this up. Do the same on the other side. Time for all of our mounting bolts. We'll start them all in. Once they're all started, we'll snug them up. Let's snug these up. Let's get our radiator hose back on here. Make sure it's tight. Now whatever you've got for clamps to go ahead and put this back on, go ahead and do that now. I'm just going to use some wire ties. Trim off the excess. Okay, now that we have our radiator completely installed, we double checked all of our hoses, made sure everything was nice and secure the way that it should be. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and fill up the cooling system. When we do this, I like to use a funnel. That's going to help ensure that I burp out any air that's in the system. Let's go ahead and top it off. So now once you have this topped off, the next thing that you're going to want to do is go ahead and run the engine for a little while. We want it to get nice and hot. We're also going to be inside that passenger compartment. We're going to take the temperature knob and go ahead and turn it all the way to the hot range. That's going to help ensure that everything opens up. The thermostat's going to open up. That's going to allow the coolant to circulate through the cooling system and help ensure that we get out all the air. Now once you're finished bleeding all the air out of the cooling system, we're going to continue on along the passenger side of the firewall. This is where you're going to be able to find your coolant overflow. If you just take out these two bolts right along here, you can go ahead and recycle this coolant, rinse out the jug so it's nice and clean, and then of course put in some brand new coolant when you're done as well. Let's go ahead and put on our radiator cap. Make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, so now that we have everything put back together, the next thing that I would want to do is take it for a road test. While I'm driving it, I want to make sure that my temperature gauge on my dash cluster doesn't go climbing up all the way into the red. If it does, there's a probability I have air in the system still, so at that point, I'd want to make sure that I get that out of there.